Hi everyone, I'm Martina. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing a struggle that I had when I was in medical school, and I hope that the information I give in this video can help anyone going through the same struggle right now. I graduated from medical school about 3 years ago. How time flies. And the last 1 year or 8 months before I graduated from medical school, I used that period to plan and think about what next. I was so worried about what I was going to do after medical school. Take note, I studied medicine in China and I had no plan to remain in China after medical school. I woke up, I have been on my laptop, I've been doing research, sending emails and trying to plan what is going to happen after I graduate, trying to plan what I want to do next, trying to plan my long-term goal. Like, the closer I get to my graduation, the more confused I get. So I'm just looking at different options, just checking different websites, different pathways, and trying to just see what options are available for me, because so I'm just like, do I continue schooling? Do I work? Do I just take a break? What next? What else can I do? Like, I'm just thinking about all my options, and I'm also praying about it, because I just need like direction from God to know like what He wants me to do next and what is the best next thing for my life after medical school. So for the last 8 months, I was so worried. Do I want to do my master's? Do I want to come back to Nigeria? Do I want to stay back in China? What next? And it burdened me so much. I made vlogs during that period about how I was praying to God to direct me on what to do next. And it is already 3 years later. When I decided to come back to Nigeria, my initial plan was to stay in Nigeria for only 2 months and then leave and go to Tanzania. I've spoken about my journey going to Tanzania and the initial plan before in previous videos, so you can check out some of my old videos if you want to hear the story about that. But after coming back to Nigeria, I was convinced to stay back, write my medical licensing exams, and do my house job. When I finished my house job, I did not want to do NYSC. I really did not want to do it. But then again, I was convinced and I did NYSC. You know, all the talks of, oh, you never know what will happen. Oh, what if you want to come back to Nigeria? Just do the NYSC. You don't know the future. What if they want to give you a ministerial appointment and you don't have NYSC? How are you going to deal with it? And all those talks. And I finally decided to do the NYSC. All those things did not move me, but I just felt, since I was still in the country, there was no harm just doing the NYSC, since I was not planning on leaving anytime soon. And so I started my NYSC. So this is my backstory. This is my medical background. I've been working as a doctor in Nigeria for almost 2 years now. And I want to help anybody who is at the position I was when I was in my final year of medical school, and you're thinking to yourself, should I come back to Nigeria? Should I stay back? Do I move from there? What next? Hopefully what I share in the next few clips will help you. And if it does, please give this video a thumbs up just by clicking the thumbs up button down below, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not. So let's get into it. There are certain things that you should think about before considering coming back to Nigeria. And the first one is that you need to understand the situation of Nigeria right now. Currently, the economy is failing, our currency is losing value, cost of living is increasing daily, there's insecurity everywhere, salaries are not increasing. In fact, the salaries of doctors about 10 years ago has more value than the salaries of doctors now, and this is 10 years later. You can imagine the situation doctors are facing currently in the country. It is difficult to get into residency here in Nigeria without connections. Hospitals are not employing doctors, yet they need doctors. So it's very difficult to get into the program. There are almost no benefits to being a doctor here in Nigeria, except that you'll be called a doctor and that you get to sacrifice your time and you're serving your people, and the Almighty God is going to reward you. If you are comfortable with this being your reality, you are happy serving the people, and gratification from your patients is sufficient enough for you with little financial reward, then I would say come back to Nigeria. I understand that there are people that have their whole family here. They want to be close to their relatives. They don't want to be far from home. So if you're in any of these situations, I understand that you would want to come to Nigeria. There are also people that money is actually not a hindrance for them. They actually already have businesses aside and they just want to serve people, not caring about the economic situation, not caring about the salary or the increase in the cost of living. Then it is okay for you to come back to Nigeria. So if you're comfortable with this reality, or you want to be close to family despite the reality, or you don't care about finances or money, then by all means come back to Nigeria after medical school. Now, if you choose to come back to Nigeria for internship and for NYSC, which a lot of people do, that is actually very good. But I should let you know that it's becoming more and more difficult to leave Nigeria. As at today, the exchange rate is about 1,500 naira to $1. And your salary as a doctor is not going to be able to fund your plans to leave Nigeria. So, if you are going to come back for NYSC and internship, I have one advice for you. Ensure that the country that you're coming from, you have already saved about 10,000 US dollars. And you have that money in US dollars before coming back to Nigeria. So you know that while doing your internship, while doing your NYSC, you can use whatever money that you make to survive, and your Japa money, the money that is meant for you to leave the country, is already assured and sitting down somewhere. So at least have $10,000 somewhere waiting for you. If you have that, then by all means come back to Nigeria and do your NYSC and do your internship, and then you can leave. The economic situation is not going to affect you because you have your money already in dollars. And this is depending on the country that you want to go to. For some countries, you might need more than $10,000, but just prepare that money and have it in US dollars and do not touch it. Do not touch it, because the situation of the country now, those people that left the country about 7 months ago had it better than those trying to leave now, because it is getting more and more difficult. By the middle of this year, it's going to be even more difficult and almost impossible to leave the country with the salary that doctors are earning. So if that is your intention, ensure that you have your money saved, or maybe you have family members in politics, or you have family money that is secured and set aside, that if you want to leave the country, money is not going to be an issue for you. Now, if there are better prospects for you outside Nigeria, maybe where you studied or other developed countries, maybe you have a job waiting for you in a particular country, or maybe you have written your USMLE or your PLAB, or you've even gotten a job offer, and you're just thinking to yourself, shouldn't I just come back and do my internship and my NYSC? Or you're thinking to yourself, or people around you are pressuring you, no, now just come back and do it. You can choose to come back. That is fine. It is your choice. But my advice is that do not come back. If you already have something secured for you outside, good prospects, job waiting for you, there is no need for you to come back to Nigeria. But if you really want to, you can. But my advice, there's no need for you to come back. If you don't see yourself working in Nigeria, there's no need for you to come back. If you don't see yourself working in Nigeria in the next 20 years or so, even 10 years, there's no need for you to come back and do your NYSC or your internship. Focus on your new job in whatever country that you have. And honestly, who knows, maybe by the time you decide to come back to Nigeria, the whole NYSC team might have been scraped off. Or just do the NYSC when you come back at whatever age. There's no age limit. If there's an age limit, they might give you an exemption letter. But if not, whenever you think you might need that NYSC certificate, come back to Nigeria, then get the NYSC done, and then you can do whatever you want to do. Because you don't even need an NYSC certificate to even own a hospital here in Nigeria. So there are so many things that you actually don't need that certificate for. So by all means, I would advise that if you have something secured, you do not come back to Nigeria. Nobody should come for me. This is my personal opinion. You can choose to do whatever you want, but my advice is that you do not come back to Nigeria for the purpose of internship or NYSC. Lastly, if you don't know what you want to do after medical school, you have made no plans, you don't know about the opportunities available to you, maybe in the country that you studied or available to you in other countries, instead of just wasting your time, come back to Nigeria. Come back to Nigeria and start the internship process. First, you write the licensing exam, do your housemanship, do your NYSC. Come back, start the process, and hopefully along the way you will figure out what you want to do next, and that will give you time to prepare for what you want to do next, instead of just wasting your time abroad not knowing what you want to do. At the end of the day, you can do whatever you want, but my advice is that if you do not know what you want to do next, you have no plans, you have no means, and come back to Nigeria and start, get the license, do your internship, do your NYSC. Some people might even start residency here before gathering enough money, making plans to actually leave if they still want to. Or some other opportunities might just arise for you when you're here in Nigeria. So if you're confused, you are not sure, no plans, no means, then by all means, come back to Nigeria. Alright, with this information, I hope it helps you make a better decision. If it has, please give the video a thumbs up. By doing that, it lets YouTube know that you enjoyed the video, and YouTube will show it to other people, and basically it just supports my YouTube channel. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section. I'll try my best to answer them. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not. And that's it, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.